Now every chakra, let's have a little testing of it. Alright? Let's see. One by one. So who are going to answer the questions? Let's see. Simple questions. Not mastermind. Very simple questions. Now say Hamsa chakra is catching. What should we do? Who will answer the question? Hamsa chakra is catching. What should we do? Let's see one by one. That's the name of the chakra.
Someone said to me once that you say Hamsa.
No. You see, this is Hamsa chakra. So you have to say that Tvameva Sakshat Hamsa chakra Swamini Sakshat Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi Namo Namah. See, open up. Now say it, all of you, because just now catching. Now put your finger like this. And now say it.
Shri Hamsa Chakra Swamini Sakshat Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah.
Say it again. Say it thrice.
Shri Hamsa Chakra Swamini Sakshat Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah.
Now say it.
Shri Hamsa Chakra Swamini Sakshat Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala.
In that, these fingers, not second. See, better? Now, what happens in this center? That both the nadis, Tha and Tha, Ida and Pingala, they come and meet and they cross over. So, from the right nadi, right side, this one, the left nadi flows. And from the right side, the one which comes from the right side, flows into left side. These two centers meet here. I mean, two nadis meet here, actually. Below the Agya. It's below the Agya at Hamsa. You see? And the problems come to you either from the right or from the left. Most of you catch on Hamsa here because of cold or whatever it is. Now, I've told you many things by which you control your cold. But if it is due to the left side catching is there. Then, for left side Hamsa, what should you do? Tell me.
Keep your eyes on the ground. Keep your eyes on the ground.
What's it?
Keep your eyes on the ground, on the green.
That's one of them. But another thing, I mean, as far as mantra is concerned, what mantra will you say? Pani jala dena. Huh? No, that's much higher. That's even about the Agya. Correct. But you can say Ida Nadi. Now see, just now I told you that it is the Ida Nadi which comes from the left and goes to the right. So you have to say Mahakali or Ida Nadi. Ida Nadi Swamini. Now say it. Just now you are catching on the left.
Shri Nadi Swamini Sakshat Shri Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namah.
Okay.
Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nadi
There is another thing. That supposing your right side is catching, or you have a liver problem, then what should we use? Light, sun's ray, or water?
Water for the liver.
See, right side is heat, is Surya Nadi. So you have problem of Surya Nadi, right side. So to neutralize it, you have to use something else. So then that time what you have to say is to, you can take the name of Chandra. You will cool down. If there is heat on the right hand side, you should take the name of Chandra. If it is the left side catching, then you have to take the name of Surya. For example, you are possessed, then go and sit in the sun. All the bhuts will run away. They run away from sun. But supposing you are an egoistical person, then go and sit in the moonlight. I mean, you'll be little lunatic. It comes from the word luna, you see. But if you are a crying type and all the time over romantic, better not look at the moon and better see the sun. See the compensation. This is absolutely understanding that many people, if they have liver, they are putting this. What can the fire do now? There's already fire here. Adding fire to the fire again. But also, what one can do is to take out this fire and give it to this one. Now how do you do that?
Lemon?
No. To fire. Supposing I want to treat my liver with fire, how do I do?
You make your finger.
Huh?
Put your finger actually to the flame so that it burns. If you manage to read
That's correct, but there is some science about it. Think it over. Think it over. You see, you have to take out your heat and give it to this heat. How do you do it? Think it over. I'll tell you simple thing. This left hand is minus, this is plus. You can take like that, alright? So whatever you do with left hand, you suck in. Whatever you do with right hand, say, for example, you give out. Alright? So now, if you want to now give out, what you do is to put left hand on your ear and right hand. So this is cooling it here, actually, and the heat is going there. But if you do the other way round, you are setting heat. But for the left hand side you do it. Look, electron. Alright guys? Now if you burn here, is a good idea. Very good idea for left nabi. So the left nabi gets heated up. This side needs heat, this side needs heat. This is the basic. If something wrong with this side, you have to give it the cool. If something wrong this side, you have to give it the heat. Some people get too much cool vibration. They perspire and cool means left is finished. Now what should they do as far as fire is concerned? Next. Yes, right hand on the heart, left hand. If anybody perspires, means his heart is sick. So put right hand here and left hand on the heart. The heat comes. Are you following the electronics? No, the electrical.
Yeah.
So the basics, if you know that the left side is the cool side, the right side is the hot side. And about the hand, this is the minus side, this is the plus side. Even you can do like this in your balance state. That's why in India we do. Especially if you see a great Buddhist, then you do like this. Fully. You see? So, these two sides are, one is a hot side, one is a cold side. Why? The Sattva-guna is the meeting point, is lukewarm. The Sattva-guna gives you the temperature that you have. Alright? And these two give you either very cold or very hot. So we come back to now sinus again. It is which side problem? Correct. Left side. Because there are three things now in our body. One is, to say to that, bulga. Another is the bile. And the third one is the gas or wine. Alright? So the left side is the cough. All these colds and things are due to left side. And the right side is the bile. The fat is created from bulgum, which doctors do not know. Do you know that? When fat is heated up by the right hand side, then it dissolves. And the gas movement is in the center. When these 5 types of gases which are within us, when they all combine together and get enlightened by the spirit, you get the full spirit. So the center part is the prana. When it gets absolutely heated up, then diseases like tuberculosis, all these things can happen. And when it gets heated up on the right hand side, on the left hand side you get tuberculosis and all these things due to too much heat. When it gets heated too much, then it comes to the right hand side and you get diseases like liver and all these diseases on the right. So though the left hand side is cold, if it is heated up, then also diseases are caused. Now we have to go into detail sometimes to find out what basically are our diseases within our body. We should know what is our disease. Sometimes even if you have ordinary cold, is a disease according to science. You should be a normal person. Supposing you are suffering from, say, the terrible disease, the greatest nuisance, and the blessing of London and England put together is cold. Call it hay fever, day fever or anything. So it is due to what? It is due to basically within us less resistance, no immunity. Less resistance comes to us because of lack of calcium within us. Those people who have taken proper care in childhood, taken vitamin A and D, and good massage, say with cod liver oil or olive oil and things like that, and proper sunning of the body is done, such people suffer less from cold, especially the Vishuddhi Chakra problematic. Now those people who have not been careful about their Vishuddhi Chakra get the disease settled within them. But when this disease is settled, what happens actually? What is the reason, as we said, that it is the left-hand side problem? Cold is a left-hand side problem. That means cold has something to do with your emotional side. That means there's something also wrong emotionally with you. So it indicates that you have some emotional problem. According to Sahaja Yoga, to overcome cold, one should see into the emotional life of oneself. What are you doing about your emotions? For example, as soon as you are affected by emotions, you will start crying or sneezing. This is a fact. If these are girls, they'll start crying. If they are men, they'll start coughing or sneezing. They'll cough for nothing at all. See? They'll be going. Isn't it a fact? Unnecessarily they'll be doing like this. It's an emotional thing. To attract the attention maybe, or whatever it is, to say that they are how pitiable they are. You see, is a thing by which we show our pitiable condition. See, is a thing we reduce ourselves to a position by which we try to, excite the pity in other person. So, this cold is due to our emotional problem. Now, so we should see what is our emotional problem. We should find out how much Romeos we are. And how much delight of life we miss by that. Once you start understanding that you are your own Romeo and you are your own Juliet, most of you will get rid of your colds. Is it wrong? It is some sort of an emotional problem. Could be with your father. A person who is very attached to his father. Attached is the word best. It's also attached to cold. Attached to mother is even worse. If somebody is very attached to a mother, then all reasoning fails, and then mother misbehaves or does something, and the child feels very hurt. The child cries, he gets the cold. Any such attachment which makes you foolish should be given up to get rid of your cold, I will to say. Whatever makes you stupid, foolish, or hankering after someone creates troubles like cold. Romeos especially. Then very beloved children, beloved fathers, beloved mothers, the ones for them their daughter is important, their son is important. Some people just don't love their children, and if some love, they'll dump them onto everybody else. So these two types of it, you must know that you are just a trustee of your church, and as far as your Romeo-ness is concerned, you are just to see drama of your Romeo, that's all. Then this detachment will take place, and a simple disease like cold, which looks so horrible, incurable, can be cured. As long as you people have cold, without having any romantic feelings myself, I also get it. So I request you to rise above these things and become more sensible, and your attitude should be of enhancing mutual understanding, mutual love, and not romantic feelings. But worse than that is dry feeling. On the right hand side, move. Then if you have a dry throat, you cannot even speak. Suddenly you find you just can't speak because you're dry. So the other side is where some people try some psychological tricks with their wives or husbands, like will not speak. If I'm telling you just an emotional side of life, I'll not talk to her, I'll not speak, I'll behave like this, right? That also kills the delight. The one is overdoing of it, and one is not doing of it. You see, either you will take sugar, which is 1 ton in 1 glass, or you will not take sugar at all. You must take 1 spoon of sugar. Not more, not less. You see? To have the optimum delight of tea. In the same way, in life also. You should not take too much of something and too little of it. Now somebody who is married now, for that person, Indian women, husband becomes Lord. Then everything else is zero. And such women are useless. Or men that I've seen here, they are just mad on their women. For them also life is useless. So take a balanced attitude of the whole thing, that it is in you is the person who is loving your wife, who is also within you. You are your wife, you are your husband. Now the wife who is your wife outside, if she just does not tally with the wife that you have within your mind, that should not upset you, because that wife is always with you. Once this understanding develops, you see your partnership. By the way, I found your letter. The partnership of husband and wife could be absolutely perfect. Now with the children, as I said, hello, by what train did you come?
The little one.
Real late one this one was. What about your food? Really? Where?
Winchester.
No, you were telling something else. Where? I mean, if you are telling the truth, you'll tell the same thing.
Chicken from Winchester.
Alright. There is some food if you want. Please have. Go. Have something. Yes, it's very late. Let them have some. Come along. Let them have. You know? Who knows? That's so better there. Good idea. Please let them have. Very nice that you could come. We are just missing you all. Very good. Very cold and nice. Go and have your food. Not very good. Very good. So you go and have your food. Yes, and then come. Now why am I making it so light for you to understand? That marriage is not a serious problem. As long as you have your ideal with yourself and you don't try to impose that on your wife, or the wife does not try to impose that on your husband. Let the wife be a wife and husband be a husband. But the wife should not become the husband and the husband should not become the wife. If that happens, then I don't know how to correct it, because that's something I've said. But that happens. Now on that, the main thing one has to know is that you are married to have children, not to be Romeo and Juliet again. You better have your children, and then the children that will be born to such you are going to be realized. Tremendous source of energy. That's why you are married. That's why you are going to have children. Then look after your children with respect, regard. Don't spoil them. And developing that love of the husband. Now this is started with our Hamsa. Now see, the Hamsa Chakra is the left and the right. The left is the woman, the right is the man. They meet at Hamsa. So this is the wedding place of your left and right. If there is no balance between the two, there is a problem. They have to be equal, but they are not similar. Left is left, right is right. So the right must be on the right hand side, left must be on the left hand side, and here when they come, they marry. And this is the point one must know, that whatever is the function of a wife, she should do that first. Whatever is the function of the husband, he should do that first. And then the secondary functions of life can be shared and understood. But it's not possible that the wife goes to work and husband starts producing children. It's not good. And the other way around. So, whatever needs to work is so important. To be a mother, I think, is the most important. Today, if you didn't have a mother, which father would have done this work to them? Which one? Can you think of anyone? They may be father in heaven, but father on this earth, working with all surgeries, let me see which one is there. Any one of these fathers, you call them. Nicely to sit down on heaven and watch the whole stuff. But who's going to do the work? Washing the dirty linen and washing all the napkins and things is done by God. He does this with love and attention and care. And he is the one who knows how to grow her children. The job of a mother. So mother's job mother can do. Father can sit in the heaven very nice. All thanks goes to the father, while the mother is doing a thankless job here. Alright, doesn't matter. It is so should be accepted, whatever may be the situation, whatever may be the position. Now at Hamsa Chakra, this understanding must know that you must balance both the nadis, the left and the right. Now, to balance the left and the right, the best way is to do some breathing. Is to take the air through one nostril and keep it waiting here for a while, and then allow it to go out from the other. Then you breathe in with this one, allow it to stay here for a while, and then allow it to go down. But it is to be done very slow, not in a hurry, not too much, only time. Best thing, as I have told you, is nature. If not that, another thing I have seen, that those inhalers, see that you get, are very good. The native thing that I have given you, if you fill the water below the spout and fill it, put it some 2-3 drops of one of those things that you get for inhaling, and put that native thing in one nose only. And with another nose you breathe in, this goes up. When you come, bring it here, it goes up and here. It's a very good thing. If you do it every night before sleeping, in 3-4 days it will be absolutely clear. But the main thing is, it comes because of imbalances in our temperament. Like a man is a man, woman is a woman. So the woman starts dominating the man. Or a man starts dominating the woman. The balance is broken. Once you understand a woman is very important. Without a woman you could not have been. Alright? Without a woman you cannot be there. Man is very important. That woman has no meaning without a man. See? Shakti has no meaning without God. Now for whom is she working? For whom is she doing all this? For God to be free. If there is nobody to see the job, why should she do? So both have great meaning. And if you understand that both beings within us are balanced, understood, respected in their proper way, and share and coordinated the personality in proper understanding, respect and love, you are Hamsa with God. You feel better. So you have to correct your ideas about marriage, about women, about men, about yourself. That's very important because it is a very big emotional thing. And as the left side is weak, all people who have left side weak get caught and all the things that has to do with your, we call it balgam, is it? What's it called? Phlegm. It has to do with your phlegm. So, emotional side is to be properly nourished and looked after, and one has to know that your dignity is the most important. Anything indignified is not love. Love is very dignified. And if you keep your dignity, you'll be amazed how you'll be able to solve certain problems. Now, again I'll ask you. Now, how many answered the question? Most of them will answer. Very well. Now, one more question I will ask. Very simple. That what is the difference between a Badha and a Bhut? How will you know? A hindrance and a keeper. And Badha?
It's describing it as a block.
No, it's correct. You said it's correct, but it's not absolutely precise. It is like this, I tell you. It's correct. I mean, what he says is the correct answer, but it's not so precise. Badha will also move. I'll tell you how. Badha is always on the center or on your organ. If it is, say, in your, for example, in the liver, this Badha may come in the center and then it will start moving from your here to here as the Kundalini will be. Alright? But Badha doesn't have its arbitrary movement. As you move the Kundalini, the Badha moves. Badha means the hindrance. Alright? But a Bhut is arbitrary. It moves. It will be one day, one moment here, it will be one moment. It will move this side, it will move that side. It will go to the right heart, then it will come to the left heart. If it is arbitrary behavior, that is, it is not controlled by your movement of your fingers. Through the Kundalini awakening, then you must know it is a Bhut. Alright? Now understand what I am saying by precisely. That one thing is arbitrary, works on its own, and the another is in your control. You are taking it out yourself. Like you can say that if there is some lump in the body, it may start moving with the, say, blood stream or something, some force acting upon it. But by itself it does not. But if there is a worm, living worm, it will move by itself. So the last question is, then how do you manage the Badha and the Bhut. How will you take out the Bhut of other people without getting yourself into it? Otherwise the person whose Bhut has to be taken out will put 3 Bhuts in you and 5 in the others. I've seen many a time. They'll come and tell me, Mummy, Mother, he's possessed, alright. And they also say, how do you take out? Kamala.
You can throw the boot into a
What?
candle. You can throw the boot into a candle.
What? Banda? No. No, first. That's of course, you always can do it, but...
No, throw the boot into a candle.
Huh?
Throw it into a candle. Light.
I mean, I'm saying the real one, who's not even afraid of candle. Huh?
Say the mantra to Mukti
Huh?
Mukti Dayani.
There is no general thing about it. Alright? All answers are correct, but they are not complete. There are ways and methods according to different people. तुम्ही झोपायला जाता? हा? बसल्या? बरं. बरे आहेत ना? सोडवायचं. They are trying to solve the problem, so it's rather difficult. Now, first of all, you see a person who is possessed. I mean, you are sure he is possessed. So you do like this. Take a form. You have to take a form because you have to fight. You take an aggressive form. Huh? What is? Karate, yeah. Something like that. So then, I mean, inside, you become higher than that person. Otherwise, if you go like after some time, so you go with a great force on that person. You put a bandhan in this. Now sit down. Stop doing that. You don't go and say, please sit down. Because the thing will come and sit in you. Just say, now sit down. Alright. There you have to say things as if you are not compromising on this. No compromise. Then you ask the person various questions. After giving yourself a bandhana extract, to verify what sort of a bhoot it could be. That's the best. First of all, you ask that person, has he been to any guru? So now you know at least 16 of them. And you know how to take them out. So you find out which booth he has been. If it is a guru, you just ask the person, does he still believe in that guru? If so, you have nothing to do with that person. You have no patience. You said, I'm sorry, sir. I'm not sorry. If you say, please go away. If you say sorry, it will come inside. Any inviting word you should not use. Just say, alright. Finish. Get out from that. But in case he says, I'm possessed, I know I'm in trouble, I've got this thing and all that. Then you tell that person that what is the name of your guru? What is the mantra you got? How many years have been? Like that, you ask the question. If he is truthful and if he tells you that, then you exactly know where the mantra is, what has happened to him, what was that. If it is a guru, then it has to be in the world. If it is in the vault, you tell him to say the mantra of Adivi. Or ask the question, Mother, are you the real? On the photograph. Keep the photograph in front of your face like a mask, if possible. Don't allow yourself to be exposed, but give the photograph to the person. You say, now ask the question to this photograph. Now, if the person asks the question, the Kundalini may start coming here, doing ragal, he will also see the thing there. Then you should say that, after asking the question, now you say that you are correct. If the person is possessed by Guru, then if you know the name of the Guru, then you know the mantra. When he is doing all these things, you go on saying Narakasura Mardini or Mahishasura Mardini or anything like that, whatever you have to do. Or Sarvasura Mardini. For Guru, with this thing, best thing is salt, vibrated salt. You give some vibrated salt with water to that person to drink. It's not easy to get rid of the Guru, so you tell him very firmly that he is one of the horrible ones we have ever known. So you have to work very hard to get rid of it. Give him salt, give him all that, let him do it. And do not hurry up. Tell him it is going to take time, it will be alright, and what troubles people had with this, and we'll have to work hard. This is one type of bhoots you will find. Then you find these are Guru bhoots, and which takes time, which are very difficult, and they can take you up, it can be very dangerous. But say somebody becomes blind with a bhoot. His eyes are open and he is blind. That's sure shot he is blind because of his bhoot. Two types of blindness are possible. Their left Swadhisthana will be catching, and you will think it is due to bhoot. But it can be also left Swadhisthana catching and becoming blind, could be with diabetes. Could be the combination of both. So you ask him if he has diabetes or not. If the person has no diabetes, then definitely it is the bhoot. Now what do you do to take out that kind of a bhoot?
Use the cat and light.
Not only can you want to work. You take my hand, photograph, only hand. You have photographs of my hand, and put a candle before that photograph. All these photographs that you have separately have meaning. Put the candle, and behind that is the hand. And ask the person to see the light if it can see. Gradually you'll be amazed, he will start seeing. This is to be. You see, in Sahaja Yoga, one has to be also precise, just like English. If you are precise, it comes out. If you are not precise, then you try this, you try that, it will take off. But if you have a photograph of my hands, you should ask the person to see the photograph of the hand by seeing the light. Gradually the person will start seeing the hand. And then gradually the person will begin. Asking one person, getting the eyes within 10 minutes time. But in that, if the left Swadhisthana is catching, if the person has no diabetes and eyes are open, then it is definitely a bhoot, nothing else. Even if some people might say she lost her eyes because of, this girl lost her eyes because there was a fire in the house. But she got frightened and the bhoot sat in here and she became blind. They connected both things. Actually, eyes cannot remain open if the eyes are burnt out. So if the eyes are open and absolutely normal to look at and the person cannot see, the light is out, that means there's a bhoot. So these things can be very easily done. Huh? Huh? Come on. Photograph like this? and a light in front. It will improve your eyesight also. My hands will be used. Very good for the eyes. My hands are extremely good for your eyes. If you can see my hands with the light, very good for your eyes. Now, what are good my feet for? Feet photograph. What is it good for? No. It's very good for ego and also superego. It's very good for people who suffer from ego or superego. Because such people are very gross. And the feet solve the problem. So just use my feet. If they see my face, the ego will start working. This face is like that, it should be like that, this, that, no. Super ego might give problems. Even supraconscious will give you problems. But feet, even if you are supraconscious, they'll correct your problem. Feet are not only very powerful, but they go up to the grossest point very well. Any type of person, say a drunkard, and all the bad things we talk about, a criminal, or some sort of a man. If you just see my feet, you'll be all right. Face won't work for you. Face is for the seeker. But for all such people who are absolutely incorrigible type, feet is the best. Those who have extreme ego, those who have extreme superego. Extreme. Feet are very important. You also sometimes watch my feet. That's a very good way exercise. Just watch my feet to get rid of your gross stuff. And just watch with your eyes. How are you going to watch through your sahasra? But also with sahasra, you can see.
We'll get more people.
It will be a better idea.
We'll try that.
But you see, try, very good idea. You see, on my books and all that they have tried. On so many things they have tried to put my feet. Indians understand it.
You think they'd understand?
Huh?
You think they'd understand the word?
What's it?
We don't have to say your name in the same thing.
Just put my feet.
Just let it work through.
It might be.
We'll say it for Sahaj Yoga. We won't say anything about whose feet they are.
Try, it's very good. They're tremendous. See all the lights reacting. See? Nice. और जरा गर्म पानी ले आओ और मेरे इसमें वो लाई हूँ मैं सूंघने का, जरा डाल के सबको सूंघा दो तो निकल जाएगा. हाँ, सी now rub it up, just little. Rub. See. You rub one. Bala? So let's see. ला बेटा इधर ला क्या हाल है ठीक है अब इसको पकड़ो एक ही लाइट से ऐसे हाथ में पकड़ के ऐसे पकड़ो ये सब जला जैसे काला काला एक एक को करो see bring on the feet yes just come bring it here I would like to give him there. All right, give him there so he can do it better. निकल रहा है काला? हाँ? काफी सारा. जाइए बैठिए जला दीजिए दोनों. लीजिए. See the face. Now give chance to others also. My God, come on. You rub the second toe. This is very good.